Christians, there are so many of you who argue against the word of God, and you will tell people that God does not predetermine anything. And that if God predetermines, and predestinates, then that somehow means that you are not responsible for your actions and that God makes us robots. Well, look at this verse here in Acts chapter 2, verse 23. It says that Christ was delivered up by the predetermined purpose of God, by the determinate counsel of God, before the foundation of the world, no less. Christ was delivered up by the determinate purpose of God and foreknowledge of God. And those people who crucified him, they crucified him and put him to death. Now, we know that Christ also said that he laid down his life of his own accord. He was a willing sacrifice, that he orchestrated all of the providential means along the way while he was here on earth to lead himself down this pathway that God had already predetermined. Christ continued down that path up to the cross. Are you going to say that Christ was a robot? Are you going to say that Christ did not have or was just exercising his free will? Are you going to say that Christ just by chance stumbled onto going into the cross? Even though there are those who believe that. You have to understand, just because God predetermines something doesn't remove the moral responsibility on the part of man to act. Christ acted even though he was predetermined to go to the cross. Was he a robot? No. Was he rational? The most rational human being ever to exist on the planet. Was Christ acting responsibly? Absolutely. Was Christ in control of his own agenda in spite of the predetermination of his Father? Yes, he did. These are things that you need to contemplate when you go around telling people lies that they are a robot if God predestines. Or that man is not responsible if God is predestined. Think about what you say, Christians, because the consequences can be dire, maybe not for you, but maybe for many others that you talk to. Be provoked and be persuaded.